Here we go. Get my slack out, see if we can get this guy. I got him. You know, one of the things about bluegills that's very different than crappies is bluegills don't like nearly as much movement. You know, this guy here, he's no giant. We'll throw him back. But I'll tell you why I caught this fish. A lot of times when I'm crappie fishing, I'm constantly moving my float because underneath it, I'm swimming my jig along, okay? With bluegills, what I did to make that fish bite is I cast in there and it had drifted past the strike zone and I hadn't gotten a bite yet. And that kind of caught me by surprise because I've gotten fish every time I've gone through there. So what I did is when I got toward the end of that little drift, I popped that bobber a couple times, okay? And what that's doing is making that bait just jiggle a little under there, and it actually looks like the bait just showed up in the zone. Because a lot of times what happens, and you can see this if you look in a fish tank, if you go to one of your favorite retailers that has all the fish in a tank, it's really neat because you can learn a lot about how fish act. But they'll actually sit and stare at bait when it's in the water. And there may have been 4 or 5 bluegills around that. They just needed me to do something to make one of them trigger and fire and go grab that thing. Here's the other thing that's cool. Now today I'm fishing alone, but a lot of times if I've got my son in the boat or my wife, I'm able to have more floats out there. And as soon as I pop that one and get that one to fire and my float goes down, all of a sudden those other 2 floats, if they're nearby, a lot of times they'll go down because one fish moved and it made 4 or 5 of them scatter and move. Bluegills do this a lot more than crappies. Crappies, you know, I'm constantly maybe swimming it, working it back toward me and then casting back out. Where bluegills, get it in the zone, let it go through the zone. If you don't get them, give it a little pop and you'll catch more fish.